Erin Stark, Transportation Manager. The case before you today, Ordinance 2022-01, is a request by Tyson Reserve for 42.45 acres. It's a request for voluntary annexation. A little bit of background on it. It's contiguous and reasonably compact. The petition is signed by all property owners, and it's adjacent to the city limits on the east. The existing land use designation is low-density residential, and the existing county zoning designation is agricultural development and conservation. And on or before October 7th, 2021, staff recommended approval for this item. The Planning Commission heard this again in December 21st, and recommended approval as well. And we'd ask that the City Council take action based on the 16 findings. Your staff report has the elaboration of staff's review of those findings of Ordinance 2022-02.
I have a couple of questions. I'm concerned about this. There is a charter school on Nora Tyson. I don't know if any of us have learned a lesson from putting more developments right down the street from schools, but just throw that out there so you know that there is a charter school right on Nora Tyson. I'm not understanding why we just keep cramming so many homes together. You know, it's such a beautiful area, and it's so beautiful out there. If you've been out there and looked at it, half-acre homes or 1 acre lots or half-acre lots would just be beautiful out there. I just don't understand why we cram so many together. I found it interesting that it used to be a conservation area. I don't really understand how we can just eliminate all of our conservation areas. Green space just keeps, going away. I'm also interested to know if, I get that if it was stayed in the county, that they could build more homes. But my question is, if we don't give them city water, do they want to build those more homes? Are they going to be able to put all those wells out there? So even though, yeah, we're going to let them build more homes if we keep it in the county, is that really what would happen? Thank you.
This property already has a low-density residential land use. It's part of the Narcoossee community overlay. We are here in front of the city because of your joint planning agreement. We're adjacent to the city limits, so we are voluntarily annexing in accordance with the JPA and transferring land use from one jurisdiction to the next, and then asking for an appropriate zoning district. We clearly are compatible with development to the east of us. We've got 50-foot lots in a PD to the east of us. We're requesting your 62.5-foot lot zoning district. We are clearly and are required by the JPA to implement those design standards of that Narcoossee community overlay. As far as not providing us water, we're in part of your service area. You're required to provide us water by Florida statute, as long as we comply with all the standards that you have here in the city. I'd be happy to answer any other questions.
We look at this as 42 acres, 1.3 or 1 to 4 houses per acre. Just do a little bit of math. That's about 682 cars that you're adding to Nora Tyson Road. On your agenda, you put that there's no cost involved. You're right. There's no cost involved for you to vote for this. Who's paying for that light? How are we getting people out of Nora Tyson Road? I'll tell you what you're going to end up doing. You're going to send them out Chadsworth to come out either at Chadsworth or over on the backside of my property to come out at Dumbleton, the street to nowhere, or it's actually my driveway. When that development was put in there, prior to that, nothing was allowed to be built there. It was wetland. So what did we do? We drained the wetland. We put the pond on the backside of my sister's property, right? And then we're going to put white opaque fences around a 12 continuous acre parcel of a family homestead. I mean, we moved here in 1976, and I could look out the front window at wetland. I can see turkeys, waterfowl, all kinds of animals cutting through that wetland. Now, we have to negotiate with the city to look at a white opaque wall. That's my compromise. So, yes, this particular area is going to add traffic. They're going to have to find a way to cut through. Somebody's going to approve the road to cut through from Chatsworth, across, through Drew Liner, and back out to Dumbleton. And all you've done is taken that piece of property and completely separated from the reason it was there in the first place.
Have discussion, questions, or motion by council. Councilmember Matheny.
Mr. Urban had his light first. I'm curious to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about the transportation issues in this particular area of the city. I know we've had a lot of issues on the Nova Road intersection, which this will indirectly affect, as well as Nora Tyson Road, which I don't believe is ready to well equipped to handle this type of development right now. And I know in our agenda review, Aaron had some explanation on that. Are you able to speak to that?
So John came through and represented this project at a pre-application meeting and kind of gave us some conceptual ideas of what they would like to do with it if they were to receive this zoning designation. In that examination, we reviewed the county's transportation maps, and on the east side of this property, there's a framework street planned or aligned on the maps. So this development would be obligated to dedicate right-of-way to bring that to fruition. To put that in context with some other surrounding recent development approvals. In the center.
Thank you. So I'm not sure where the family homestead is in relation to the property boundaries, but Mr. Hood mentioned that they are getting a white PVC fence. Has that already been planned? And I'm asking. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Do we have any other questions or discussion? Do we have a motion regarding ordinance number 2022-02?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion for adoption from Councilmember Askew. My mind's gone blank. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Councilmember Trace. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Askew.
Aye.
Councilmember Trace.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Matheny.
Aye.
Councilmember Urban.
No.
Mayor Blackwell.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-1.
Do we have a motion regarding ordinance number 2022-03? Could I entertain a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion from Councilmember Trace.
Second.
Have a second from Councilmember Askew. Madam Clerk?
Councilmember Trace.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Matheny.
Aye.
Councilmember Urban.
No.
Councilmember Askew.
Aye.
Mayor Blackwell.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-1.